Good morning, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the partially mask-wearing militant state of Michigan, where we have more FBI agents and paid informants than we do actual conspirators in the plot to kidnap our governor and dictator, Gretchen Whitmer. So the picture you are now seeing is of former principal of Spring Lake High School, Mike Gilchrist. Now, I said former. Now, I know some of you may be thinking school, principal, teacher, former. Yeah, we all know what it's about. But no. It ain't that. It's far from that. But there was an investigation. And, of course, initially, they don't tell you anything other than it's an investigation. So what the investigation revealed was that Mr. Gilchrist had changed the grades of students. I forget how many students it was, but it was 51 grades that he had changed over the course of 8 years. And a lot of the grades that were changed, it was, like I said, 17 different teachers. It was unknown to them, or they were unaware of the grade changes. So, during the course of the investigation, Mr. Gilchrist resigned, which, as the newspaper put it, allowed him to keep his pension. Now, I don't want to get too much into the pension thing because I don't know when he started actually his career in education, because I do know that in the mid-70s, I'm not exactly sure, 95 to 98, I'm thinking, pensions were no longer part of the, I guess, benefits package. That teachers after that were allowed 401k plans, but it's hard. I know I think it only matters if you were, like I said, before 95, your number of years teaching probably makes a difference, because I think if you start teaching now in Michigan, it's what you save is what you're going to have at the end. There's not going to be some sort of pension based on your last 2 or 3 years of salary. But anyways, I talked way too much about that. But anyways, a lot of the parents are upset about this. First, they're a little bit in shock because Gilchrist was very well liked. He took an active interest in kids at the school, and Spring Lake is a very nice school. It's a very nice town. It's about 10 miles south of Muskegon. They've got a brand new high school. It's a really nice area. But anyways, they're very upset. First, that they're kind of shocked that he changed the grades, and they're upset that he can keep his pension. But I really feel very indifferent about this grade thing. He's not the first one that's ever changed grades. He's not going to be the last. I'm sure there's many teachers out there that, especially the more subjective type classes like English, where maybe the academic side of the writings was a C-, but they paid attention in class, they worked hard, they asked questions. We'll bump it from a B- to a B. There's always the extra credit given, in other classes, because the kids that can't stand getting below a 95 need extra credit to make sure they can get that up to a 99 or 100. It's given to everybody, but SAT scores now are being massaged because of the standardized testing is being reworked. You have Ivy League schools that are placing, we'll have quotas on the types of ethnicity or race that get into the schools. And then at the community level or the city level, like Spring Lake is, they're feeding these kids breakfast in the morning, lunch in the afternoon. They probably have after school stuff. They basically take care of these kids, and then when someone does something, I guess, relatively to benefit them, there was no kickbacks involved here. This guy wasn't trying to get kids into Harvard or Yale or USC. I think he was probably trying to save people a lot of grief where, of course, if the child gets a D, it's the teacher's fault, and then the teacher has to hear it from the parents, and then he hears it from the parents, and of course there's a big stink at the school board meetings. So he was trying to save people a little bit of grief on this. And besides, like I said, the schools seem to be taking care of these kids. The only time these parents have problems is when something remotely involves their child, and then it's the school's fault anyways. So I don't really I just don't have a problem, that big of a problem with it compared to all the other things in the world. We got lied to about masks, and then that we didn't need to wear them, and then that we did. We had to wear them because, well, when I said we didn't, we really did, but that was because we didn't want to have a run on personal protection equipment, and the first responders and the hospitals got them because they didn't want to have a run on them. And you don't, if you got all your 3 vaccines for the immunity enhancement program, you didn't have to wear a mask, but now you do. And of course, the people that tell you wear them, we get multiple pictures of them not wearing them. We have people electronically surveying presidential candidates, and then in the office of the president, males swimming against females, and that's cool. There's always scandals involving the scoring at Olympics. The judges seem to favor certain countries over others, depending on which country it's in. I mean, it's almost... And here's one guy that did something that probably wasn't kosher, but absolutely got zero benefit from it. Now that's as of today. Something may turn up different later on down the road. But this wasn't an act of greed by him. This wasn't a way to financially benefit him or benefit him in any way other than maybe just avoiding a lot of grief on a lot of people. So I don't know. I guess I think there are bigger things to worry about in this world. And I guess in some respects, I think I should feel more like a guy that's been dishonest and has maybe done something maybe not morally wrong, but professionally violated some ethics. But fuck, who hasn't? we can't point to any of these people that we look for guidance and counsel from that they haven't got a few curves in their road of ethnic purity. So if you feel different, leave a comment. Maybe you can change my mind. And like I said, so far there's been nothing benefit on his end. So if it turns out that he was getting a few bucks under the table, well, then that changes my opinion. But as it stands right now, I think they should be worrying more about getting kids back into class and the face diapers off them than something like this. So this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.